All right, so live on Facebook. Let me post this in the group. All right. Now we are live on Facebook. And there we go. If you guys have questions, go ahead and get them queued up. It's going to be on the ClickFunnels Facebook page. Sam doesn't see anything. I'm not sharing my screen yet. That's probably why. Let's share the screen. And there we go. I think that's the right one. Yep, that's the right one. So we will get started. Chris joined. How you doing, Chris? You guys should be able to see my screen now. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get started. If you guys have questions, please add them to the Q&A, or if you're on Facebook, you can add them to the comments on the video. And but if you're in Zoom, add them to the Q&A module. Sam is asking, do we need to buy a ClickFunnels account? Absolutely. For what though? I don't know. Let me know in what regard, but not to be on here. You don't. You can attend this. That's fine. Ask any questions you have. Carlin had a question here, and she's asking, with the MailChimp integration, how to set up a workflow recipe API 3.0 and have the trigger set to send the email immediately after an API call is posted with the subscriber's email ID. Nothing's getting sent out. I'm not sure on that one. That would be one for our support team to take a look at. Because basically what's going to happen is ClickFunnels is going to be adding the contact to MailChimp. So that'll be the first thing to look at. So you have your opt-in page in ClickFunnels that's integrated with MailChimp. So the contact gets sent over to MailChimp. And then they're going to get added to a list in MailChimp. So that's kind of where it ends. ClickFunnels adds to MailChimp to the list. And then you have your automation in MailChimp. From what I remember of MailChimp, I've been in MailChimp in a while. You can have automation set up based on someone being added to a list. So that's what should be happening. But if they're not making it to the list, then the automations aren't going to trigger. So we want to make sure that the contacts are making it to that list. Sam's asking, can anyone create a funnel, or do we have to buy an account? You would need an account in order to create a funnel. We do have a 14-day free trial that you can put your credit card information in. You won't get billed for 14 days. Try it out, build out a funnel, and then go from there. Okay, so Ron has the question here in Zoom. He said, how do I get the person who opted in to my Gpo autoresponder at the same time I am sending them to my thank you page? I have an open thank you page and thank you in my ClickFunnels funnel. When someone opted in, I will send them to my thank you page, directing them to join ClickFunnels. When they opted in, I want to direct them to my Gpo autoresponder to send them emails to set up their ClickFunnels account. Are there any videos explaining how to do this? I think that there is actually. It might be a little bit outdated though on the ClickFunnels side, maybe on the GVO side as well. Yeah, so this is a little updated, but same principle. So you're going to integrate with GVO in your account settings. You go to account, click on integrations. To answer your question, Sam, it's $97 a month for ClickFunnels. Now I'll click on integrations again. There we go. So you click add new integration. You would select GVO, pure leverage, and you would need your API key from your GVO account. Give it a name here. And then once you add this, I don't have an API key, so I'm just going to do that. Oh, it's not even connected. I need a real API key. But anyway, once you connect, you'll go into your funnel. So let me go to a funnel here. Let's see. Let's go. I have a sales funnel here. Or that'll work, yeah. So I'd go into my opt-in page. And the way that the opt-in page works is someone's going to fill out the form, for example. When they fill out the form, name and email address, it's going to automatically send them to the thank you page. So I automatically got taken to the next page in the funnel. Now, in the page editor itself, you'd go to settings and click on integrations. And this is where you would select your GVO integration. So I could do Drip or SendLane or any of these others here, and I can add them to my list in GVO. So basically what's going to happen is when you have this integration here, it's going to add the contact to that integration, and then it's going to send them automatically to the thank you page. So it's going to do exactly what you were asking there, Ron. So I hope that helps answer your question. Sabila has a question. I'm not able to load up my video on ClickFunnels. So I'm not sure what you're trying to do. If you want to add a video, you would add the video element. So let's go to video. So I'd add a video element to the page. And then you would use YouTube, Vimeo, Wistia video. So it already needs to be hosted there. And then you would add like the YouTube URL. You just copy and paste the YouTube URL. You don't actually upload your video to ClickFunnels. So hope that helps clarify that. Tertius is saying, please supply me with a product and a funnel to make $2,000 a day. You could promote ClickFunnels. There's people who, I'm not 100% sure, but there's people who make plenty of that just promoting ClickFunnels. So Sabila saying she did that, but it did not work. If you're using YouTube, make sure your YouTube video is set to unlisted, not private. Otherwise, it's not going to work. Also, make sure that the URL doesn't have any errors, no extra characters or anything like that in the URL. Sam was asking here, so for the cost, is this for a specific funnel that's being shown here, or is this the cost typically for all ClickFunnels? That's to use it. That's for the ClickFunnels account, $97 a month for the basic ClickFunnels account. And so you can build up to 20 funnels, sell products, have basic autoresponder emails that go out. And then we have a $297 plan that has ActionX, which is more advanced contact segmentation and automation. So, okay, so Sabila's saying the video is private. Yeah, so make sure you change it to unlisted, otherwise it's not going to be visible. Rodney is saying, I'm getting this error in my Facebook ads manager when I'm trying to run a ClickFunnels ad. The display URL that you entered is not well formatted or not valid. Please enter a valid URL. Link data caption is not a URL. Link data caption field must be a URL. I would recommend, make sure you're using a custom domain for your page, not the ClickFunnels subdomain. Because really you should only be running ads to a domain that you own. But check that. You could also try scraping the page using the Facebook debugger tool. All right. Let me see here. Richard has the next question here. Can you have an integration with other autoresponders? For example, integration with SendGrid and Gpo. So you can integrate with SendGrid for Smtp, and that would be for sending out emails from ClickFunnels or Actionetics. So you would use the SendGrid servers to deliver your emails. You could on your page, you could actually have an integration here. So you add them, let's just say MailChimp, and let's just say I'm adding them to a MailChimp list, and then if I want to add send out emails from ClickFunnels, I could do that as well. So I could add them to that integration, and as well as send out emails, from Actionetics, from ClickFunnels. Ricky Daniels is asking, what is the main difference between ClickFunnels and Lead Pop? I've actually never heard of Lead Pop, so I'm not sure. Let's see. Next question from Nate, saying, I do webinars, then generate 100 leads, then have 4 salespeople that need to phone each lead. Where do salespeople write notes about the phone call? So ClickFunnels isn't a sales CRM, so I'll show you the contacts in ClickFunnels. So if you go into the contact details, it's really just to kind of see details about the contact, to see what they purchased, their memberships, automation, anything like that, but there isn't a place to add notes. If you use a sales CRM, you could use like Agile CRM or Highrise or Podio or things like that. You could send leads from ClickFunnels over to that CRM using Zapier, and then they could use that to for their sales flows and things like that, for their pipeline. And follow up on that from Nate, can all 4 salespeople have a login with limited access? So right now, you would have to share the login. So that's another reason why you use something like Agile CRM or something along those lines, where you could just have the leads go into that, and then they could log in from there. Let's see, Melinda's asking, did my last question make it through? I do see a previous question that I'll be getting to shortly here. Ruth is asking, if the sales page is removed in the sales funnel, will it still work? Yes. Let's go over that for a second here. So if we go to a funnel, gotta find the funnel. There we go. So in the funnel, you can rearrange these pages, however you want, really. The only thing, and this is getting a little bit more advanced maybe, but for example, your order pages, these are important to have in the right order. If you're going to have an order and an upsell and order confirmation, multiple upsells, things like that, it has to be order form number 1. That's supposed to be a 1, not a T. Upsell page, any upsells or downsells following that, and then your order confirmation. They have to go in that order. Pretty much other pages, squeeze pages, sales pages, those types of things, they can almost go in any order they want. You can remove them, you can move them around. It's not going to make that big of a difference. The only ones that really are going to matter are your order form pages, your membership pages, your affiliate pages if you're using a backpack. So yeah, you can. And the other thing is, if you use a squeeze page or opt-in page, those are the templates that you're going to get. That's basically what you're doing. Sales page is going to show you sales page templates, but you could use a squeeze page template as a sales page if you wanted to. You really could. So removing a sales page from your funnel is not going to prevent it from working. Like I said, the biggest thing is making sure your order pages are in the right order. So, let me, you have to turn off the annotation here in Zoom. Okay, so next question. Iad had a question. Why does the footer you create in your SMTP configuration only show up in messages sent via the broadcast option and not automation tabs of funnel pages or ActionNetX? You know, I would think that they would. That's a good question. I've never tested that out. Honestly, I'd recommend reporting that to support if that's not the case, because really, if you're using, SMTP, that footer should be showing up in all your emails that go out from your account from that email address. So, Ricky had a question. Can I market on Facebook in certain areas, area codes with ClickFunnels? Sorry, joined late. I need advanced and LinkedIn marketing. I don't want to just advertise to my existing Facebook friends, if that makes sense. Yeah, I'm sure you can. I'm not a Facebook ads expert by any means. I'd recommend finding someone who is. But from what I understand, yeah, you can geo-target on Facebook and target various criteria. So Brian says, I've downloaded the Anthony Morrison ClickFunnels downloads and wonder which one don't need any tweaks to be promoted. I don't know. I'm not familiar with Anthony Morrison's downloads, so I would actually reach out to his team on that one because I'm not familiar with what he's offering. All right. Melinda's question. Finally getting to Melinda's question here. Added a YouTube video for background to my landing page. However, the first few seconds have a stock 3-dot pixelated image that seems to be some sort of placeholder. How can I remove this? So when you add a background image to your page, there's the option there's an image for when it loads, basically. So go to, where is that background? There we go. So let's do video background, YouTube URL, and then the video image, you can select a thumbnail, or you can do original. What? That doesn't really change anything there. Hold on. You know what? Let me see. You may have discovered something here. Let's check this out. So if I go to the classic editor, I just want to see what the settings are like for this in the classic editor. This is the new editor, and this is the classic editor here. So let me see. Background settings, background video, YouTube URL, video thumbnail, original settings. Interesting. So it should pull in the video thumbnail is what it should do. So let's see, let's go to YouTube. Let's find a video. Look at that. First one comes up is from Russell here. I don't want YouTube notifications. All right. Pause that, and then let's go back to the funnel. Let's go to background settings. YouTube URL. So there's the YouTube URL. So if I choose video thumbnail, let's do that. Save. Open a preview. So it's showing me the thumbnail, and then the video starts playing. So yeah, I think the best option there is the video thumbnail. If it's just showing you the gray box with the 3 dots, it sounds like it's not pulling in the thumbnail, is what it sounds like. So maybe check on the YouTube settings. That's the only thing I can think of. Because I know exactly what you're talking about. It's like a gray box with 3 little horizontal dots in it. It's basically like an error. So I'm not sure why that would be happening. All right. Paulo is asking, where can these Q&A sessions be reviewed? If you go to ClickFunnels, YouTube, let's see. Oh, I have the links right here. Here we go. Look at that. Let me share this with you guys. So there's YouTube, and then there's Facebook also. So somewhere on Facebook, somewhere on YouTube. I've been trying to get them all onto YouTube, but that's where you guys can see them, is there on Facebook or YouTube. So I'll post those on Facebook as well. And here's the other thing. This is my Q&A resources. If you guys want that, I actually have a bunch of other links on there. I'll show you. These are just kind of the frequently asked questions I get. So if you want to go into Zoom, there's the link, the 6 core funnels. If you want to add the 6 core funnels to your account, those are the funnels that are in your account when you first get started. Q&A replays, ignite your funnel, getting started, affiliate bootcamp, funnel hacks, how to set up your follow-up sequence with ActionX. I highly recommend everybody watch this one because it shows you everything you can do with ActionX. More of a concept level and not necessarily a how-to, but it's Russell's presentation from Funnel Hacking Live. Some share funnels, how to search funnels, Facebook debugger tool, campaign URL builder for Google. This one, I haven't seen this in a while. This one, still waiting for more questions to be followed. So this is more for advanced users, trying to get a place for like code and things like that. So if you want to join this, you can. Just make sure you upvote any questions that don't already have 10 votes. And it looks like we still need 21 more questions that have 10 more votes. So if it already has 10 votes, don't vote for it. Just vote for ones that don't have 10 votes already, and maybe get that going. So let's see. Jared's asking, how can I send out an order confirmation email with the order details in the email? So let's go to the funnel. So I'd go to the order form and go to products and then click on edit. Now this is going to look a little bit different because this is something our engineers are working on. I think our team is the only one that has access to this, but in your product settings, you can go to the email integration tab, and then, or I'm sorry, fulfillment email, not email integration. And then this is the email that people will receive, so you can customize this. And so, thank you for your purchase of, whatever it is, cell phone case. And then you can customize this email however you need. You can actually access the HTML. You can say product receipt and format that. Item purchased. Just however you want to do that. Really, you can. So you can customize that, the email, and then send it to them, and that's going to be for that specific product. So you need the order details on the thank you page. You don't have to have the order details on the thank you page, but you just kind of create the email here, whatever you want to send to them. So a few different ways that you can do that, but that's one way to do it. You can kind of make it look like a receipt. You don't have to use this product thank you page. Whatever thank you page or membership area you select here, this merge tag is going to update with that link. So Charles says, can you have 2 order forms for one funnel? Yes, but if you do, they have to have separate order confirmation page. So it's almost like a mini funnel, right? So like you could have order form, upsell, order confirmation. Then if you want another order form, you put order form, upsell, order confirmation down here. So because they have to flow in that correct order there. So just make sure that if you're doing multiple order forms, they have their own upsell pages and thank you pages and things like that. All right. So Jared's saying, what if they purchase an upsell and you only want them to get one confirmation email? So it's only by product. So in order to do that, you would have to basically, you'd almost, it can be done. You'd pretty much, you would add them to a list basically. So you do a smart list. And in that smart list, you'd say, let's just say you have 2 products in your funnel, right? And you'd say, maybe you have a smart list for purchased product, did not purchase, upsell, right? So then they get an email, and so they'd be added to a smart list. So they'd get an email based on them purchasing that product. You'd set up an action funnel that connects to this smart list. And then you could have another one for purchased product and purchased upsell. And then that would send them, to another list, another smart list, which would be connected to another action funnel that would have the email for saying, hey, thanks, these are both the products you purchased. So that's how you would do that. You wouldn't use these confirmation emails on the product. Let's see. So is there a way to delete photos in your photo manager? Yes. So let's go. I gotta get my mouse back here. There we go. In the editor, if you click on an image, I don't have any images on this page. Let's add an image here. Image. So if I click on the image, you just click on the image you want to delete, click the trash can, click OK, and then it basically gets rid of that image. So that's how you would do that. You have to do it one at a time. There isn't a bulk select option, unfortunately. So, all right. Let's see. Nate was asking, which CRM does your team use? Agile? What syncs best with Gmail? Trying to keep use of softwares limited. So we have a small sales team for our ClickStart program, and they use HighRise. And I actually ran our ClickStart program for a while, and HighRise works well for, like pipelines and lead tracking and things like that. It actually, it takes a little bit to get used to, but it syncs well. You could have it set up with, ClickFunnels to Zapier to HighRise. It syncs up with Gmail. So, yeah, one of those to look into. Haven't used Agile a lot. I've heard good things about it though. Tercius is asking if we're going to be integrating with NLS in the future. Not that I'm aware of. I haven't heard anything like that. Ron asks, when someone joins ClickFunnels, does ClickFunnels send the information to my GVO AR? No. So basically, what you would want to do if you're promoting ClickFunnels, you would want to send people to an opt-in page first before just sending them to your affiliate link. So let's just say this is my page that I'm promoting. I would have them opt in here, so that way I could add them to my list. And then on the thank you page, I could link to my affiliate link, or I could even go to the settings here on this page, go to general, and on the redirect override, which is right here, it says on submit go to, I could add my affiliate link. So that's you definitely want to capture the lead though before you send them on to your affiliate link. So I think that's about it. I think that's all the questions I've got, or that I've received from you guys. Once again, I apologize for the late start today. If you have any other questions, please reach out to our support team. And I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully on time. And I'll see you then. So everybody take care.